Welcome to Story Bites. Who am I? I'm Jessica Vibes. I'm here to keep the stories alive. Who are you? Well, you're my friends. We're going to tell stories till the very end. Story Bites. Get comfy, open your ears, and let your imagination take you, well, anywhere. Tonight's story is called Ben and the Bouncy Castles. Are you ready? Let's go! A Sunday morning surprise. In the middle of a North York Allenbury Gardens lived a 7-year-old boy named Ben. Ben was fresh. He had the latest kicks, an Adidas tracksuit, and the kind of high-top fade that made him look like a superstar. It was a Sunday morning, and not just any Sunday morning. It was this Sunday morning. Ben ran down his brick building stairs, ready to shoot hoops at the legendary ABG Milk Crate basketball net. The sun was just starting to rise, the block was quiet, and he expected the park to be empty. But what he saw, it made him stop in his tracks. The park was alive. There was ice cream trucks giving away 100 free ice creams. Adults were grilling burgers and hot dogs. Soda cans hissed open, and the smell of ketchup and smoke drifted through the air. A cotton candy machine spun clouds of pink, sugary bliss. Ben's eyes went wide, and then he noticed something even crazier. Brand new sneakers, fresher than the ones on his feet, lined up in boxes. Backpacks stuffed with school supplies, jerseys, hats, shorts, a table overflowing with prizes. And in the middle of it all, a DJ booth with music bumping, bass shaking the ground. It was a block takeover. Ben was about to run up the stairs and tell all his friends, or at least his mom, when he turned around and froze. He could not believe his eyes. All around the swings, beside the monkey bars, even at the old tire structure, stood not one, not two, not three, not even four, but 5 bouncy castles. 5 big, bright castles in every color you could imagine. A blue one with tall turrets, a red and yellow one with a giant slide, another full of soft bouncy balls. It was a bouncy extravaganza. Ben counted them out loud just to be sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. His jaw dropped. His heart raced. And best of all, the park was still empty. It was only 8 a.m. in Allenbury. Everyone else was sleeping in. That meant Ben had at least 2 hours, maybe 3 if he was lucky, to eat, bounce, play, and dance. He grabbed an ice cream cone, then another. Vanilla dripped down his fingers as he sprinted towards the biggest castle. Bounce, 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 bounce. Up and down he went, flipping, rolling, laughing until his belly ached. After 20 minutes, he tumbled out, sweaty and happy. The smell of burgers called to him. "Those burgers ready?" he shouted from the window of the blue bouncy castle. "Sure are," one of the neighbors replied with a smile. Ben ran over. Adults he knew and some he didn't handed him a ketchup-drenched burger. He sat on a giant speaker, bass thumping under him, and took the biggest bite he ever took. "You want some shoes?" a man asked. Ben's eyes lit up. "Yes!" "You want a jersey, little man?" Another adult grinned. "Yes!" And just like that, the gifts began piling up. A hat with a big 6 and 6 stars, a Millie tracksuit, BXB shorts, DKO backpack, Story Bitez swag bag filled with books, and more, and more, and more. Ben called it heaven. By 9 a.m., Ben had eaten 2 burgers, 4 ice creams, and bounced in every single one of the bouncy castles 5 times. He was so full, so tired, and so happy that he fell asleep right there on the soft blue bouncy castle, his favorite. When he woke up, his body was bouncing again. He opened his eyes and realized he wasn't dreaming. The park was now full of kids. His friends were there laughing, shouting, bouncing, and running. The party had begun. The rest of the day was wild. There was face painting, a drone flying overhead snapping photos, a talent show where even the grown-ups performed. Even Santa doesn't throw a blocko like this, thought Ben. By the afternoon, Ben's mom had joined too, laughing, dancing, making jokes with the neighbors. The OGs who organized the day became legends. And Ben, because he was the first kid there, he was their favorite. More prizes, more cheers, more love. By 9 p.m., the block party finally slowed down. Ben was exhausted, but glowing. He needed a shopping cart just to carry home all his new gifts. That night, he lay in bed, grinning ear to ear. And as he drifted off to sleep, he dreamt of the bouncing castle and bouncing from cloud to cloud to cloud, just like the castles he was bouncing in that morning. The next day, Allenbury Gardens was back to normal, just the hood. But Ben knew that Sunday he had so much fun with, well, that wasn't goodbye. He knew one day he would have that much fun again, because one of the OGs made him a promise. "We'll be back next year, little man." And from that day on, every August 31st, kids and grown-ups from far and wide say the same thing. Happy ABG Day, the most magical day in the world. Good night, my friends. Sweet dreams, and remember, magic can happen anywhere, even right outside your front door. You've been listening to Story Bitez, and this is Jessica Vibes.